time with our families and loved ones. Well, we are actually, and we want to wish you a merry, dedicated live program of the network featuring chit-chatting and conversation on special interest topics, news, events, and stories through correspondence reports, expert opinion, and stakeholders analysis. Today we'll be taking you on different stories, and the first is from Plateau State. We have that police bans night grazing and others. And in TCN we have that FCT in darkness as vandals destroy transmission line. And for the unit hike period, the FG flags of free train rise. And in finance we have the Nigeria needs $200 billion to achieve economic targets for 2027. Substandard foods, and we have the NAFDAC rates Abuja, Nasarawa warehouses over counterfeit rise. And for consumer protection, NCC launches initiatives to curb fraud. And NADDC says that spare parts importation hits $19 million in 1 year. And finally, we have that the Nigerian police force has said that causing people online is a criminal offense. We are open for adverts, placements, bookings, and commercials. You can connect to those on all our ATN socials on Facebook and YouTube, on our Sexy Television Network, Instagram and TikTok at Sexy TV Network 1, Twitter at Sexy TV Net. Watch us live on our website at www.sexy.net.work.tv. We'll go on a quick break. When we return, as always, introduce our guests with us and discuss the stories for today. Just stay with us.
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on Atn.
Other than Victor Nsiebe, he's a regular here at the studio and he is a socio-political analyst. It's a pleasure to have you here with us, Victor.
Thanks for having me.
Thank
Happy
you.
Sunday.
Thank you for coming. Happy Sunday. So I hope you're having an amazing period this Christmas.
Yeah.
You're in the spirit already because you're wearing white.
Ha!
It's a
It
Christmas
should be red.
color.
It should be red,
it's
not
red,
white.
white, and green.
It should be red.
But white is part of the Christmas
Red,
color.
white, and green.
Yeah. Yes. So you're still in the spirit. So it's a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank
Welcome. We have that the Plateau State Police Command says it has banned night grazing and farming activities in the state beginning from December 23rd, 2024 to January 3rd, 2025. The State Commissioner of Police, Emmanuel Adesina, disclosed this on Friday in a statement signed by the command spokesman, DSP Alabo Alfred. The commissioner said the decision was part of a series of engagements with stakeholders, including council chairmen, aimed at ensuring a peaceful atmosphere during and after the Christmas festive season. The statement also bans the late-night operation of beer parlors and night mining activities, as well as the operation of commercial motorcycles. The statement read, the Plateau State Commissioner of Police, CP Emmanuel Olubamiga Adesina, in a bid to ensure a hitch-free Christmas and New Year celebration, held a strategic security meeting with council chairmen of some local government areas of the state yesterday at the command headquarters here in Jos. It added, the Plateau State Commissioner of Police has put in place effective security arrangements and made unnecessary deployments to all the 17 local government areas to ensure that there are no threats to the peace currently being enjoyed in the state. After due consultation with his management team and critical stakeholders within the state, the Plateau State Commissioner of Police during a stakeholders meeting today has placed restrictions on the following activities from 23rd December 2024 to 3rd January 2025 in Bassa, Bakin Ladi, Riom, Bokos, and Mango local government areas, night grazing by herders, night farming by farmers, late-night operation of beer parlors, night mining activities, and operations of commercial motorcycles, otherwise known as Okada, has been prohibited to operate in the night. Victor, I wanted to ask you, this is actually a good one, but do you think this can curb the issue of insecurity first off from Plateau State? Because this is a topic of discussion right here.
I think it's going to curb it. Kudos to the Commissioner of Police. There's a proactive measures and the contingency plan being put in place here to curb the excess terrorizing of residents and indigents of those communities, especially like Bokus. That community have been under attack severally. It have been in the news for not for a good reason. Always herders, farmers, wahala, just insecurity generally. So what the commissioner and the local government chairman, they did, you know, it's a good one. You get to curb the every, or should I use the word every year or every month's problems they usually have in those areas. You get, but I don't see why a normal human should go farming or should start grazing at night. You understand? You going through the bush paths and everything at night, it's dangerous. You get, these are the times when these people, they set in to destroy things. So let's know where or who exactly is doing this thing. So for the commissioner of police and the local government chairman to sit and come to such an agreement, you agree with me that that is part of the issues. These attacks are always happening or usually happen at night. You understand? It usually happens at night. Maybe banning beer parlor operations at night. Maybe this thing might start from the beer parlor or the what's it called, the headsmen or stuff like that. So they have sat down in their own wisdom and findings or calculations, or I don't know the right word to use, come up with this thing. I think I will give it up to them. And for the right reasons, Plateau have been calm for a while now, because before now, you know, Plateau, it's somewhere every now and then you start having issues of insecurity. So it's a good one. I give it to them. It's really a good one.
Okay. And we know that, yes, most of the bad things that are orchestrated by most of these bandits and herdsmen are done in the night. But most oftentimes we see these cattle rearers on the road with their cows during the day. And I'm sure that that's when most of them actually get to, you know, do most of this illegal activities
I don't think so.
It will not only be done in the night.
I stand to disagree.
No, we're going to argue about that now.
There is a saying.
We're going to argue about
no,
that
we have to argue.
They do most oftentimes. This can be done during the day.
There is a saying.
You want to tell me that this kidnapping case and the bomb blast situation that's happened in Sokoto and Nasarawa states have been happening in Kebbi and all of those northern states have been all happening in the night.
Let me ask you, most of the attacks you hear on the news,
the ones we see too,
the ones you hear,
they happen, the ones we hear and the ones we see, because we see we see visuals, we see videos,
you know,
and most times they happen in the night.
You can't judge a one-off thing. You can't judge a one-off thing with something that happens every time.
That's what I'm asking. Is it that most of these activities are done in the night?
Happens at night. You understand? The devil does not come in the day to steal, to kill, and to destroy. They come at night.
Okay.
You understand? They come at night. So, like, there's this saying, the night is long.
Okay.
The night is very long. So, things that happen at night, the crimes that go on at night, they are unimaginable. You get, so with
sorry
excuse me, with what's happening now, I think banning it at night, like let's use River State for an example now. Before now, we used to have the bikes running at night, plying different routes at night. Was there an increase in crime then? The answer is yes. When they stopped it, was there a decrease? The answer is yes.
Okay.
So most times the bad things happen basically at night. Yet it happens more at night. So
okay, so you're on the aspect that this insecurity that is the state is trying to put a stop to can actually decrease, not that it will stop entirely, because that's why I asked.
No, it will decrease.
It's not going to cause a complete stop.
It will,
because most of these incidents happen during the day.
It
not
happens.
just
No,
in
no,
the
no.
night.
It happens more at night.
Yes, more at night. That's
Having
what
a
I'm trying to
curfew,
say. It's
you
not
know, you
just
might
the
have
fact
an
that
insecurity
it's-
issue in Rivers State now or in other states, and they'll tell you we're declaring a curfew.
for 7
Most times,
p.m. most times.
7 p.m. till dawn.
Okay.
You understand? So these are still the night period. So most of these things, 80 to 90% of the insecurities or most of these attacks do happen at night. So
Okay.
it's a good one that they had to, like, you know, we are not more professionals than these guys.
Yes.
We are not more on the know than these guys. They have this, like the local government chairman now. They are the chief security officers of their local government. So they get all these reports. So if they find it cool, like to come say, okay, these things happen more at night. Let's do these things. Let's, you know, curb these things. Let's try to ban this one. Let's try to suspend this at night. I think it's a good one.
Yeah, thank you, Victor. I totally agree with you. But I'm saying that it's actually, like you said, going to decrease it, but not in a complete aspect, because
No, it's not a
crime
complete
can
thing.
also be done
It's not
during
it's
the
not,
day.
it's not
That's
a
just
complete thing.
that's just a contention there. That crime can also happen
Yeah,
during the
it
day.
happens, but more at night.
Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Some parts of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, have been plunged into darkness as vandals again destroyed the 330 kilovolts Siroro Kantampe transmission line. The spokesperson of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, Ndidimba, disclosed this in a statement on Thursday night. According to her, the incident occurred at approximately 11:43 p.m. on Wednesday, 18th December 2024, which led to the loss of supply by the line on the grid. She added that the TCN patrol team dispatched to investigate the incident discovered that vandals had stolen parts of the conductor between towers T216 and T218. Mba said the maintenance crew had been deployed and restoration of bulk power supply through the affected line is expected in due time. However, she did not specify the exact time. Areas affected include CBN headquarters, Ecumenical Center, Bank of Industry, Bank of Agriculture, New Chelsea Hotel, Army War College, Reis Continental Hotel, NBS, Jidan Isia Area 10 and environs. Others are Castina Ala, Kila Close, Godolph Close, La Street, Rima Street, Okoro Street, Sandlink Street, Olufemi and Lai Streets, and other environs. ATN recalls that on March 10, 2024, the Siroro Kaduna line was vandalized. The incident was the 5th time between February and March this year. We've also been going through this issue of national grid collapse, you know, that we're still hoping that it will not happen the 13th time, because it's happened the 12th time since this year. Well, the Federal Capital Territory, of all places in the country, of all the states we have, it's a capital state city of the country. But is this incident actually happening in the FCT, where we feel that everything is supposed to be coordinated and done rightly, where we have the vandalized transmission line? But I don't know what other states should feel, because we actually thought that there's 20 power supply, 20 supply of power in Abuja, but this actually has given it a different thought on the line that we actually think of. But I want to get your thoughts about this situation. What do you think is actually... I think we've had this conversation before.
That's what I'm
Yes,
smiling.
we've had this conversation before, but I still want to get your thoughts about this. What do you think about this?
I think when you think of all these things, you think of sabotage. You think of man's... should I use the word wickedness to man? Because I don't see any reason why anybody wants to make his or her own neighbor uncomfortable just to take something very little. You get? This thing is not far from sabotage. You get? It's not far from sabotage. This transmission line This is like the second or the fourth time this thing is happening to this particular line this year alone. The national grid we're having every day is collapsing, it's being revived and everything. So I think the government needs to do well or do better. The transmission, that's the TCN, they need to do better in securing their lines. And I think most times these people, they know what. That's why I'm always pointing to sabotage, because let's use our local transformers here, the ones we have on the streets. You can't tell me someone will come to that area, dig out an armored cable and leave if the person does not have a contact up there to put off the lights.
You've said something like this before, because I recall
You
that
understand?
we
Yeah,
had similar
I'm
conversations.
yes.
But why do you think this is always? Why do you think those in that system decides to do this continuously?
You know, the greed, our greed, our quest for money it's enormous, and it's pushing us to hurting a fellow human, all because you want to get some cheap stuffs. You get? Because if it's not greed or wickedness, I don't see why someone up there will put off the lights for someone to go and vandalize or steal something. You get? So if it's not wickedness, I don't know what else to target. I don't know what else to call it if it's not wickedness.
And well, why do you think the federal government have not really put serious attention, paid serious
Is
attention
it the federal
into
government? We shouldn't always be saying federal government.
Okay,
federal
let's say the
government.
TCN, for example.
The TCN needs
Why
to,
has
They need to-
levels not put into
Now, let me ask you.
fishing out this
Vandalizing
people that are actually responsible for this, because
That
like you
is
said,
why-
it's a sabotage, and it comes from the system.
It
And
comes-
TCN is aware that this particular thing has happened repeatedly, but they need to start from the roots and know why does this happen.
They
You know,
have-
probably screen almost everybody gets to
They have to start from the inside.
yes, that's the thing. Why do you
No,
think nothing
this
has
thing
been done from TCN?
This thing cuts across so many sectors in this federation. So many sectors. You get, so this is just one of it. I think for them to be able to curb this thing or to arrest this situation, as the case may be, I think they should work from inside. What is going on? Why is the national grid always collapsing? Because it's when these things collapse, that's when these guys, they do this thing. And you won't tell me that these guys are always there. Now look at the pictures. You won't tell me that these guys are always there, waiting for it to collapse or waiting for this thing. Because just like normal power outage here, they might just take power, you know, before you go out to put off the switch, the lights are there.
Power comes back.
So what are these guys really doing that will give them the time to destroy? Just take a look at this. To destroy things like this, probably cut away the things they have set out for.
And it comes back to my question. Why do you think TCN has not decided to
You won't say they have not
thoroughly
decided.
investigate
No, you won't say
it?
we can't.
If this has happened. This has happened before.
No,
It has happened again, and we've had the case of the Bios State one.
Yes,
and yes,
Ahoda, even down to
yes,
Ahoda
and
here.
so it's been on. It's been going on.
Yeah.
So why do you think they have not done something about
No, you
it?
won't say we can't sit here and just.
How are
conclude.
we sure that something
No,
has been
we
done?
can't sit here and just conclude.
You come to the show next time, and we'll still have a
I
topic
will
like this.
remind you.
We'll have a story like this.
Definitely, we'll have a story like this. But
Okay.
the thing about it is, we can't just say for now that they are not doing anything
Okay.
as regards this whole thing that is really eating up the nation, because it's not just the TCN people, it's eating up the nation. Now they have some hospitals on that line. Probably they have incubators or what they call it. They have ventilators and stuff that needs lights. What if the generator is bad? You get, what if the generator is bad? There was this guy that died 2020. It was lights, NEPA light, that killed him because the generator went bad. The very popular person in River State here, but he died in Lagos. So this thing, this vandalism or what they call it, I think is, they need to look inwards. This thing is something that's, it's rooted inside them. It trickles down to our normal street NEPAs, our street, what's it called, electrical people. You get, so I think we need to do better, or the TCN needs to do better to look for a way to curb this thing. If not, one day we'll wake up and we'll hear that the entire line or everything is off it. You get, so it's I think they should just call for an investigation. You know, try to.
They should call for an investigation.
Yeah, they need
that
to,
means the investigation has not been done yet.
We can't say, like I will tell you here, we can't say, the news didn't say they are calling for an investigation, but with such this thing happening, you know that it calls for an investigation, or something must be carried out. Findings must be carried out, to know the root cause of what's really going on. That's just the thing. So
I actually wanted to ask you your thoughts about the national grid collapse that has actually been going on for some time. Why do you think it has been continuous?
I think the last time I came here, I told you that if you ask me that thing again, I'll still tell you I have given up on that particular sector. This power sector, there is no hope. There's no hope. It has been there for over 30 years. You get, these things are all outdated things that they are using. Why won't it collapse? Why won't it collapse? The time these things were built, how many were we? How many states or how many communities have this electricity? Now we're enormous. We're plenty. So why not they build newer ones, newer stations and stuff like that, to be able to absorb the needed distance. So I just think sometimes it's even overload that is making these things collapse.
It's mostly overload,
yeah. So it's mostly overload. So I think what we need, excuse me, what we need, I think, is new infrastructures, new dams, new installations and stuff like that. I think it will curb this everyday collapse. I think this is the 13th time also.
No, the 12th time.
No, we'll still have one. Maybe next week another one will collapse.
The festive period, they've actually promised that there will be constant power supply and fuel for everyone. So we're hoping not to experience the national grid collapse.
Probably they are giving us the fuel now, or the steady supply of fuel, so we can get fuel for our generators. Because who knows, they might still give us a parting gift or a new, a New Year gift to tell us.
Talking about a New Year's gift, we have that the federal government has flagged off the free train ride across the country as part of measures to reduce the financial burden and to ensure Nigerians who intend to travel enjoy the Yuletide season. According to the federal government, Nigerians who want to travel during the Yuletide would enjoy a free train ride from 20th December to 5th January 2025. The acting managing director of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, Mr. Ben Iloanusi, said the corporation projects to ferry over 340,000 passengers during the period. He disclosed this at the Kubwa train station in Abuja on Friday after the first train departed Abuja for Riksa in Kaduna State. He also assured that security has been beefed up to protect passengers, manage crowds, and ensure orderliness. Today is the first free ride palliative set by the federal government, and it's a very grand idea. We assure Nigerians that we will enforce the free train ride and make sure it goes successfully, he said. On requirements to board the train, Ilo Anusi said prospective passengers are expected to book their tickets online free of charge and then come with a means of identification to the station before boarding. And for those who may be unable to get tickets online, they will be profiled by our staff before they board. The routes are Abuja-Kaduna routes, Lagos-Ibadan routes, and Port Harcourt-Aba routes, Lagos Mass Transit routes, and Warri-Itakpe routes. Today, all the routes went seamlessly. The passengers boarded those with tickets and those without tickets. The ones without tickets were profiled. What do you have to say about this? I would like to just say it's a commendable one for 2 weeks. You know, you don't have to pay to travel. At least most of most of us that would love to visit home will enjoy it because we won't have to pay to travel because of the high price transportation fare that has been going on, and also due to the fuel price and all of that, you know. And it's going a new one actually. It's going to be a comfortable and fun one. But I actually wanted to ask you, there's some states that were not mentioned, and there's some states that do not have railways. How do Nigerians that are in those states get part of this free train rides that has been flagged off by the federal government?
Maybe I think it's just with the railway corporation that the federal government is putting an eye on. But now let me shock you. I'm not a pessimist, you know, but I want to shock you. Last year when they said this thing about free train ride, I was in Abuja. My dear, if you go to the station, you won't even see a moving train. You won't see you know, these people, the federal government, they don't want to lose money. You won't see a moving train. But maybe if this time around they won't change, maybe I'll come now, we'll go to Aba. Because at least the state will have our own listening from Port Harcourt to Aba.
So yes, we have Port Harcourt to Aba.
So maybe we'll do that one now, we'll do that trip. But if they are sincere about it this year, because last year it was a total failure, if they are really sincere about it, then it's fine. Then as for other states that don't have the rail lines, I think the federal government, this period, they do subsidize transport with selected transport companies. I remembered when the fuel thing was biting hard. I remembered last year when they selected some transportation companies, like I can't call names here.
Okay.
Some good transport companies to, you know, I think it's half the price. Even at that, the people were still doing their thing, and they still sent the bills for them to be paid. So it's a thing to commend the federal government. On the other hand, they should please. It shouldn't just be a white smoke thing or a whitewash thing, or just a screen thing. It should be implemented. It should be followed to the latter.
It should be followed for 2 weeks.
For it to work, yeah, for 2 weeks at least.
Okay, because the story actually says that after now, Nigerians would have to pay to board.
Of course,
in this
we pay to board now. It's not like we don't pay. People pay to board, though it's cheaper, kind of. I think it's cheaper. And will I use the word faster?
A little bit. It's faster than cars.
It's faster than cars because of the bad roads and you know, those gridlocks around this other area.
And it would reduce the case of accidents, like you said, the bad roads and whatnot.
Yeah, but you know, vandals too always go to those rail systems to start the rail lines and start destroying
and
things.
sell them.
Yes, for peanuts. For peanuts. So I pray they keep it up. It's a good one.
Okay, so I asked you a question about some states that do not have a rail line.
Yeah, I thought I answered that.
You've not answered it.
No, I said something about last year.
There's a rail line in Abuja.
There's a rail line in Abuja, yes. I think is there a rail line in Warri? Yeah, but some other states which I knew of then, they had transportation subsidized through this other transport
Okay, so
companies.
for the states that do not have the rail
Yes,
line,
yes,
the transportation were
yes,
subsidized through these
yes,
transportation companies.
yes.
And do you think that most of these transportation companies actually put that in place
They
so
don't
that
actually do
Nigerians
it.
will pay
Let me
half of
know.
the price
You
that the
know,
federal
most
government
persons will
agreed with
tell
them?
you Nigerians are always like this. Most of them don't, but they are being enlisted, you know, to benefit from the whole thing. But most of them, they don't. At the end of the day, they will still send their invoice for payments and stuff like that. So it's not. It's. I think we should just do it better this time. The Minister for Transportation, just name them. Every one of them that is supposed to, you know, they need to checkmate it. They really need to checkmate it.
And then they need to make sure that this free train rides that has, you know, be put in place should be
Yeah, not
implemented
like what
rightly.
they did to me in Abuja last year, where you go and you did not, nobody will see a train.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much in that.
Thank you.
We have that the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, says the country needs to invest $20 billion to achieve the economic targets by 2027. Edun said this during the citizens and stakeholders engagement on the implementation of presidential priorities and ministerial deliverables for the fourth quarter of 2024 in Abuja on Friday. He said that the additional $20 billion per year was required to grow the economy by an average of 6.3% in the medium term. We need significantly more growth. An additional $20 billion is a target we need for social infrastructure to facilitate logistics for agriculture, he said. Edun said that the government would rely primarily on increased revenue to meet these ambitious targets. He said that there were the need for a robust tax revenue framework to secure the necessary funding, adding that sustainable economic growth hinged on this strategy. To achieve these targets and grow the economy, the government can only secure the funds from revenue. Tax revenue needs to be increased to reach the desired levels. According to him, this will lead to more business activity in the country and increased tax revenues from those investments. This is actually coming from a finance minister. I'm not so conversant with lots of finance and the economy value of a country, but coming from him, this is more like a thing of concern that 2025 might not be as good as this year has been. But I want to get your thoughts about this. Do you agree with Wale Edun that this by next year it's going to be tougher than it's been?
They want to raise a $20 billion
dollars, yes, for economic growth.
How do they do? You know, sometimes when we come here, we talk as prophets. We don't talk as, will I say, the normal analysts, you know. I remember saying this thing that these people, they can't give up their own for ourselves. Now, hear what or how they want to raise this thing. Revenue, taxes.
Tax revenue.
Who will it affect? The both of us. When the tax is up and high, goods and services will go up now. You don't expect companies. We have been crying. The other day we said about 60-something companies have left. Reputable companies have left the shores of Nigeria. All those things are part of it. These policies are killing us. You want to raise $20 billion. You guys are putting up how many billion for entertainment and what's it called? And you're saying we should manage, whereas you are not managing. They've already told us now. This is like a preamble to let you understand that next year might be tougher or might be tough for investors. You understand? For the both of us, it might be tough. Because increasing of, I don't understand. They should they should, point their torch to other ways of making money. Not this every day you're increasing tax, you're increasing excuse me, you're increasing tax, you're increasing what's the other one? Forgotten that. Maybe when I remember, I'll come back. You can't be increasing everything now. You can't be doing that. So, but well, they'll tell you he's a professional, he's this, he's that. So they know best. They know best. But it's really, 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 it's heartbreaking.
For this month, or let's say for this year, he has said that $20 billion would be needed for us to achieve the economic targets that we need for 2027. Is there a guarantee that more money will not be required, or the tax revenue will not be increased by the time this is set to be achieved?
Nigerians don't guarantee. These elites, they don't guarantee you nothing. Today they will do one, tomorrow they'll say it's the wrong one. The next one they are giving you is the next, or the better approach, or better this thing to approach the situation. So it's not about being better or something, or if it's this thing. They will always come back for more. They will always come back for more. These people, they are just pressing us. They are just pressing us right now. There is no middle line again. It's either, or middle class rather. It's either you're rich or you're poor. You're increasing the interest rates. That was what I wanted to remember.
Okay.
You're increasing the VATs. You're increasing so many things. Electricity tariff, the fuel is going high, everything. And you expect us to just, like, the nation should flow or be...
Then what other means do you think can be used to generate this funds that we need for the country?
When they came into power, they said they were going to cut costs.
Okay.
They were going to cut costs. Have they done that?
Did the cost get cost, or it got increased?
It got increased now. What was the budget last year for entertainment and travels? What is it this year? The senators, you don't even get to see their budget or how they spend their money. So these people are, like, I have been saying this thing here over and over again in this studio.
Okay.
These people are not willing to give out their own. Rather, they want to still suck you. Nobody would, like, see I remember when they gave them cars or something. What over how many, when they own a chunk from theirs. So it's a pathetic thing. It's a pathetic thing, but like I would say, they said he's a professional, so let him do it. We'll all survive.
Okay, thank you very much, and that's Victor. But moving forward, we have that over 1,600 bags of counterfeit rice worth approximately 5 billion naira have been seized by the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC. In a major operation targeting food counterfeiters, NAFDAC said in a statement on Friday that it has shut down 8 rice shops and a warehouse in Karu local government area of Nasarawa State, where the counterfeit rice was being produced and distributed. The raid, which also extended to Wuse and Gaki markets in Abuja, was carried out on the directive of the Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, to protect public health during the festive season. The counterfeit rice was discovered repackaged in branded bags such as Big Dole, Royal Stallone, and Tomato Aposo to mislead unsuspecting consumers. Empty rice bags being popular brand names were also recovered at the Karu facility. Mr. Kenneth Azikiwe, the director in charge of the FCT, said, "We are committed to ensuring the safety of Nigerians by clamping down on counterfeiters. Those involved in this illegal act will face legal consequences to deter others. Suspects apprehended during the operation will be persecuted." NAFDAC confirmed which is part of its efforts to combat counterfeit products in the market. For a background check, few days ago, NAFDAC actually sealed about 150 shops in Abuja, in Abia State. And this in a place called Ezioko Market, they call it the cemetery market, of producing substandard and fake beverages and drinks. And these are commodities that we have been consuming as Nigerians unknowingly. And then most times they use brands that we trust are genuine and we can consume, and we feel they don't have fakes. And most of the rice brands that here that were mentioned are rice that when you go to the market to buy, they'll tell you, my sister, this one is the original one. There's no fake. This one doesn't have fake. But here in Nasarawa and Abuja, we have